really ever love again? Or will we just sit and rot away with the brighter tomorrows in the skag-filled, rat-cluttered, piston halls of our minds?
Black people, what y'all gonna do? Black people, what y'all gonna do?
Will the real black people please stand up?
Me and you, Tupac, chasing daddy on cold Midwestern nights and California dreaming of the men who gave us birth and in the same breath took our lives, sacrificed to savage and brutal acts of violence. We never really wanted to commit ourselves to getting dogged in the projects by the national pastime. Does not care about kindness and the soft tears in our eyes, turning into sucker punches and pistol whippings, silence the screams of love and tenderness, begging to be set free from our arrogance is the demon that will kill us before the white man, before the drive-bys, before the system holds us up to shame on us, brothers. If we cannot let the good inside ourselves be true to ourselves, for ourselves, the time is now.
We can no longer wait and contemplate about the fate of our state. It's time to take what we make, everything we create for our sake, and starve the snake that crawls through the walls of our mind, spitting out venomous slime that leaves us blind to the beauty of our kind. There's no more time. We've got to stand somehow. It's down to now. For all the slaves in the graves and the children who weren't saved, and the old folks who prayed, and the black bodies hanging in the shade, and the brothers who were brave, and the sisters who were raped, and the ones who escaped, and our spirits beaten out of shape. For those who've lost their minds, there's no more time. We've got to stand somehow. It's down to now. To face the demon inside and reveal his disguise. Wipe the sleep from your eyes and make no compromise. Give him back all his lies. It should not be a surprise. It's our time to rise. Don't let your backbone bow. We've got to stand up somehow. We've got to stand up somehow. It's down.
If we touch the hearts and minds of the rappers, they could create a revolution overnight. Overnight. Literally overnight. But to attack them and put them down, talking about the language that they use, when you're acting like what they're talking about. But to the youth who are under the sound of my voice, you too have a responsibility. You do have a responsibility to wake up, clean up, and stand up. Give liberation lyrics to our people that will uplift them and not degrade them and put them down. You are the very people of God.
Satisfy the needs of the culture, enrich the culture, empower the culture, defend the culture, advance the interests of the culture. And how then does the culture implant its spirit into its members? It does it in a very strong and primordial way. It uses vehicles. And one of the major vehicles that's used is music, rhythm, song, dance. A culture involves people moving what? Together, in tandem, in rhythm. It involves them having the same temporal sense, the same kind of time clock, so that they can move in synchrony, one with the other. And music is about synchrony. Poetry is about synchrony. Song is about synchrony. Music is about symbols. And you see, ultimately, it is through symbols that you evoke behavior from people. So when a culture creates symbols, those symbols are designed to evoke particular types of reactions and feelings and moods in its members. And a culture establishes the potency of those symbols through ritual, through song, and through dance. And one of the best ways then to inculcate cultural values, a cultural spirit, is through entertainment. Is while the members are being entertained, while they are feeling good, the song is carrying the cultural values into the mind and into the body. The lyrics that represent the cultural interests, the lyrics that represent cultural values are being carried on the vehicle of the music, carried through the vehicle of the poetry. The togetherness, the cooperativeness, the mutual movement together and the synchrony of the culture is being entrained through the music and through the rhythm of the dance. Therefore, you see, when you let another people take over your music, when you let another people take over your dance and attach their content to it, they will use your own music and your own dance and your own rap lyrics and your own poetry and your own cultural symbols to carry their message into your body and into your mind, such that you can only respond then to their beck and call and to their wishes. And you see then, yes, you see then that they get you to buy those sneakers and they get you to buy all of those things by what? Associating them with your what? Your music, with your cultural symbols, you see, with your poetry, with your rhythms. And so they attach their content to our rhythm, their content to our song. Yes, but in a way, they take our own instruments and turn them against the self. Notice how quickly when one of our youngsters was rhyming "kill the police," that kind of content was washed right out immediately. Yes. But what wash out occurs when they sing about shooting each other with their Glocks and the other things? When their contents of self-destructiveness ride on the rhythm of their song and of their dance. And when the cymbals are loaded then with self-destructive elements and content. So what are we saying here then? That enculturation is the process of building in responsivity and ultimately responsibility, the ability to respond to a particular call. And we then have appropriately enculturated ourselves when we can respond to our own culture and to our own values and to our own needs.
In her album titled Miseducation of Lauryn Hill has a song titled Superstar, in which she says music is supposed to inspire. How come we ain't getting no higher? Seems like Cash did ruin everything about music, as across the board the majority of our artists are promoting self-destructive behaviors because it sells. It's safe for white people. It doesn't challenge the status quo. We must get back to the origins and the essence of our music, like Michael Jackson inspiring an entire country of African women in Liberia for doing a song titled Liberian Girl on the beauty of African women. Or how Bob Marley inspired the Zimbabwe freedom fighters of Africa. Or how the education sessions of Arrested Development and X-Clan raised the African consciousness of our people here in America. We know music is an invaluable part of our culture and our communication. So let's use it as a positive weapon, as it once was for our liberation.
Now I see the importance of history, while my people be in the mess that they be. Many journeys to freedom made in vain by brothers on the corner playing ghetto games. I ask you, Lord, why you enlighten me without the enlightenment of all my folks. Instead, cause I set myself on a quest for truth, and he was there to quench my thirst. But I am still thirsty.